G'day all, I'm Graham Sanders and I live at Townsville, North Queensland. That's where latitude 19 crosses the east coast of Australia. I'm doing a management series on a species Tetragonula sapiens in the Townsville region. Part 3 of the series, a brood lift. Well, it's extremely early morning, just about 6 o'clock I think. And this hive here, I opened it up. Now I normally open up my hives really early in the morning because it stops flyers coming out. So you can sort of manage the bees better, that you get more bees crawling over you than flying. Well, I learned a valuable lessons about sapiens. The buggers are aggressive because when I opened up this lid, they just attacked. And straight for my eyes they went too. There's no mucking around with these bees, so I got no problems, these bees defending themselves against Hocking's eyes. That was my big concern. I thought Hocking's eyes might dominate over these bees. Haven't got to worry about that. So what did I find when I opened this up? Well, they formed a bituminous layer, like a tar layer if you like, about that deep around, about a third down. Quite tarry and bituminous, and I had to cut, if you like, around it. Where's the hole there? That's better. You can tell it's early morning, quite dark. So I got a knife and I cut 3/4 of the way round and almost peeled it off. Whoops, get back a bit. Peeled it off like a sardine lid. Not all the way, but close enough. Well, it was chockers full of eggs, but not much stores. Utterly chockers full of eggs, all down the back wall, this side wall, the other wall on the other side. So what did I do? I did a brood lift because there was plenty there, and I had to work quick because they were just attacking in droves and I couldn't believe it, such early morning. So if you look over here, there is the foam hive, honey pot hive. No activity yet because I've only just done the brood lift, but I put a heap of store. How much store? Well, hang on a sec. Okay, that's some of the containers out of the honey pot hive. Yes, I transferred the Hocking's eye out of it. And as you can see there, to give you a depth of scale, that's my hand. Each one of those is about 1 litre. Only 1 litre. Look, they're still flying around. Look, buggers attacking me already. It's all closed up. They don't muck around, these bloody sapiens. They're about a litre store. Well, I filled up one of those with just brood. Utterly filled it chockers, full of brood. Put a little bit of pollen in, and that has gone in. So in the hive round the corner, there is the entry tray and one of these containers with a little bit of brood. Now if you remember the design, I also had below it a pollen chamber. Well, I've still got that, and that will, that will go still into that hive there, probably later on today when it all settles down. So at the moment it's got a full brood chamber and the entry tunnel. They're going to go berserk in there and fix all that up nicely. You'll be perhaps wondering, why are they so close together? Well, it's more important for sapiens to be in a dark area away from the weather than anything else. So this location here is perfect under all these trees. According to literature from the Philippines, they can live this close together. They're 1 metre apart. And you notice close to the ground, not high up. And that's because sapiens like it that way, close to the ground, about 1 metre and below. Well, that's what one guy told me anyway. They like it close to the ground, so I'm keeping it close to the ground. Finally, what am I doing with this hive here? Look down here. You can see a half brick. This half brick will eventually go, in fact I'll put it up there now. That's going to go in between that lid and the top. Why? I'm going to make this hive a concrete hive, and this is going to be my honey super. So I'm expecting this chamber to be filled up again real quick smart. They certainly got the activity. What's to do now in the future? I'm going to be lifting the foam hive when they settle down a bit in front of the entrance to this hive. And why am I doing that? Well, I'm going to attract a number of foraging bees, and I'll do it 3 or 4 times today and fill up that hive with foragers. The purpose of that is to give them a workforce to start working the hive with. Once I fill it up full of foragers, I'm going to put a screen over the front just to keep the bees in for 3 or 4 days so they get used to their new home. So there you go. Sapiens, rather aggressive little bastards. Very confident now they'll survive the aggression of the Hocking's eye. And this hive was so strong I was able to do a brood lift.